4 days, 10 shows, 2 stages, some stunning gold jewelry and top-of-the-line cars. Well, there's a lethal combination if I've ever seen one. Hi, I'm Pallavi Batra and I'm at the grand finale of the BMW India Bridal Fashion Week 2014 in association with Aswa. And tonight, 3 renowned designers are set to bedazzle you with their 2014 Fall Festive collection.
If all good things must come to a close, they must end with a bang and a whole lot of show. While Jyotsna Tiwari's collection is romantic and dreamy right out of a fairy tale, Meera and Muzaffar Ali's bridal line captures the stunning Awadhi fashion and heritage of the pre-independence period. And finally, it's JJ Walaya who has the last word and brings world couture to the doors of Indian bridal fashion.
Jyotsna Tiwari has made a mark for herself in a very short time owing to her unique style and her popularity among young brides. So believe me, this is not a show to be missed.
It's a fairy tale setting for Jyotsna Tiwari's BMW India Bridal Fashion Week collection. And it is everything that a girl could dream of. The ensembles reflect the soft, tender sentiments of lovers who are set to make a commitment. For the Under the Stars collection, Jyotsna uses soft pastel shades. The delicate and detailed embroidery on the saris, lehengas and dresses shimmer and bedazzle like the twinkling stars at dawn. This collection offers the modern bride a trousseau unlike any other. She can choose pre-draped satin saris that show off the 6 yards in a very contemporary style. The layered dresses and anarkalis capture every feminine nuance. Isha Gupta walks for Jyotsna Tiwari in a wedding gown that is reminiscent of a fairy tale princess. The ivory gown looks dreamy and evocative. It is heavily embellished with tiny roses and sparkling promises. She can choose from heavily embroidered lehenga cholis to dresses fashioned in an anarkali style. In a shade of pink, the lehengas are designed and tailored to make the bride look her very best. While the designer takes to the stage, it looks like the woods are blooming with pink flowers and bridal designs that are ready to be taken home.
It was good collection, nice colors, good work.
The dresses were nice and it was a good show.
It was really nice. It was, I think the designs were really nice, yeah.
Jyotsna Tiwari has just finished a beautiful show. So first of all, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling relieved. It's over.
Poor thing, yeah, I can imagine. She was so stressed going by it, and she's like the collection. She was explaining me how the theme was, so I can imagine that she deserves to be relaxed now.
So you really got into the theme, I'm assuming from what she explained, because you were owning the ramp. How is that for you?
You know, it feels really good. I honestly think if you get a designer who is ready to experiment with you and explain you their baby and their idea is the best thing. That's why I was telling Jyotsna the moment I saw it. I said, I want to get married in this, like, and that also get married in this, like, in such a, you know how Twilight, the film came and they showed the setting. It's, for me, it's like that. It's romantic. It's wilderness, like her theme was. So it's just, you feel so, you know, when you're looking pretty and you see everything, music, you're just so happy to be there. And I think, like really, thank you for giving me such an outfit because I feel pretty in it.
I think Jyotsna, she's translated that beautifully, and what you wanted has come out beautifully on the ramp with that. So tell me about your theme, about your ideas for this collection.
The whole collection is very pretty. It's romantic. It's young. And I have kept that, you know, how is it that you dream about your wedding? So it's all about this, you know, it's love. So it's all under the stars. Let's just lie down and spend our life together.
How long did it take you to conceptualize this collection?
You know, I keep on working on my new collections all the time. So it's just this, then, you know, it doesn't take then much time. It's only around the show that you get hassle putting the theme together, you know, how your set's gonna be, how the look you want to give to everybody. So that comes into the focus as well.
And talking about the sets, I mean, you've clearly put in a whole lot of effort planning these trees. The music is all bang on. So tell us about your concept for the show.
It's called Under the Stars, and it's all about, you know, when you're getting married, the feelings, whatever you go through, how you feel about it, you know. So that's the core of it. And it has to be romance, it has to be love, because there cannot be anything else. You don't get married to wear jewelry or lehenga. You get married for the feeling of it. So that is what I wanted to put it through, you know.
I think that's beautiful. Isha, you've been a part of 1,000 fashion weeks, I'm assuming. How do you think the BMW India Bridal Fashion Week stands out?
I think it stands out. Firstly, for me, I'm going to speak today as a model only, honestly, because that's where I started from. Of course, apart from the organization, it's just, you know, they're putting in more effort. Because for them, it's just not a fashion week, it is the fashion week. I think that's the difference. Like, if you see the whole set, the everything, the music, everything has been thought for, you know, even the choreographer as well. That's why I was telling them backstage, I said, my God, like, they screamed and yelled, and finally they taught me how to be a perfect model, and here I am, Aparna and Tanya. So Aparna was here today, who was doing it. So it's just like, you know, they put in a lot of thought and effort, even designers. Like, I know nowadays we are having a lot of fashion weeks, but if you see, the reason this is standing out is because of the effort. Like she said, like, it's an ongoing process. You can see the creation. People were enjoying. I could hear people just clapping on everything. Even when I wasn't on stage and I was backstage, I was like, wow, they're enjoying the show. So, you know, you can see the effort in it.
Absolutely. So that's great. Then Jyotsna, parting question, your tips for the brides of this season?
I think, you know, you should go by what you feel and what looks good on you, rather than just going by the trends, you know. Ideally, you can't be a different person just for a day, you know. Suddenly can't transform. So you have to have that within you in the outfit. When someone looks at you, it should be, wow, you looking beautiful. It should not be like, your lehenga is looking beautiful. So that's, you know, that's what should be the, you know, go feeling for a bride.
That's great. Thank you so much for chatting with us, both of you. Congratulations on a fab show. Tonight, we're at the grand finale of this fashion gala, and the excitement is contagious. I'm going to make a quick escape to catch my breath, but there's lots more when we return. Stay tuned. When you go looking for luxury in the fashion capital of the country, you automatically end up right here at the DLF Emporio. In just a few years, this mall has established itself as the leading luxury destination in Delhi, with some of the biggest Indian and international brands and an esteemed clientele. I'm going to go and find out about their association with the BMW India Bridal Fashion Week 2014. With me, Ms. Neha Lidda, the head of marketing for DLF Emporio. Hi Neha, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Neha, tell me first of all, why did Emporio want to partner with the BMW India Bridal Fashion Week?
I think it's a perfect partnership. Most of the designers that are showing are housed here at Emporio. Emporio is the only retail luxury destination in the country, so I think it's a perfect partnership.
It must have been a giant task for you to organize this 4-day event in a working mall. What all were the challenges that you faced?
I think for us, the safety and security of our customers is of prime importance. We take it very seriously, and keeping that in mind, the machinery has been working overtime. So there's a lot of work that's gone behind the scenes to ensure that the mall functions without interruption for our customers who are regular customers, and we've got to take care of them. Yet we are, creating these big spaces for the shows.
So have you been able to catch any of the shows? Your views on those?
Oh, of course. We are there to support all our retail partners, the designers that are showing. It's important that we support them. So yes, my teams and I, all of us have been seeing the shows.
Thank you so much for chatting with us, and congrats on a complete success.
So much. Thank you. Thank you.
Meera and Muzaffar Ali are an integral part of the fashion industry. Yet they managed to stand out of the crowd with their elegant yet detailed creations. People have been waiting with bated breath to check out their fall festive bridal collection, so let's go and see for ourselves.
The BMW Lounge is the place to rub shoulders with designers and patrons of the Indian haute couture.
Okay, so I believe you have some sneak peek into Meera and Muzaffar Ali's show that's going to happen. What can you tell our viewers?
I can't tell you. I'll get killed. I'll get slaughtered. I can't tell you. But all I can tell you is, you know that Muzaffar is doing a fabulous film called Raqs. And now you're going to see a little snippet of it on the show.
That sounds rather exciting. So you apparently didn't know that. So now what were your expectations from the show?
I just think that it's going to be something uniquely, spectacular. Something really nice. And then it's showcasing the craft of Lucknow and UP, their Kotwara estate. So this is something really sophisticated and nice. And I'm hoping I'm going to see that.
As always. You seem to be a very big fan of their work, so tell me what you're hoping to see in this show. The inside story.
Well, I don't know the inside story, but I'm hoping to see their beautiful collection as always. And I mean, they're amazing, so it's going to be spectacular, and we'll get to know the surprise at the end.
Meera and Muzaffar Ali's collection for the BMW India Bridal Fashion Week is inspired by the director's upcoming period film Raqs, set in the pre-independence era, captures the old worldly charm and elegance quintessential to the time. Ivory is a prominent color in this line of bridal wear and a pristine background for the awe-inspiring Awadhi craftsmanship. Jewelry complements the ensemble and adds a touch of decadence and drama. Family heirlooms of the royal family of Kotwara have inspired a collection that is ethnic and true to its time, and yet tailored to the desires of the new age woman. Suits and shararas grace the ramp, and the designers add a special twist by coupling long flowing jackets with lehengas. It's time to turn the attention to the royal collection for the groom. Long flowing kurtas are worn with short embroidered jackets and loose pajamas. room looks regal, quite like the BMW that shares the ramp with the models. It's time for the cigarette pants, heavily embroidered waistcoats and sherwanis that showcase the very best of Kotwara brand. As the show proceeds, the designers' palettes include subtle hues of mauve and yellow and the drama of black. It's finally time for the opulence and grandeur of traditional Awadhi wedding attire. The tailoring and needlework stun the audience, as does the beautiful silhouette that the designers have created. When the lead actress of Raqs, Purnia Qureshi, steps onto the ramp, she is the beautiful bride of the yesteryears, sashaying down the catwalk confident in her beauty and sensuality. With the designers on stage with their magnificent creations, the stage truly looks reminiscent of a golden era, bygone but never forgotten.
I think the embroidery was exquisite. They do a lot of... Mira and Muzaffar are supposed to be, the Kotwara, and it's supposed to be exquisite in terms of embroidery. The Mukesh saris were brilliant. I quite liked the new nuances of the Shirara combined with a lot of ruffles, which was interesting to see.
I found it interesting. It has a new bridal outlook. The silks were really pretty and the embroidery was really subtle and nice. It wasn't all about embroidery, so the brides could experiment with the jewelry as well, like they can have a huge jewelry sets along with subtle embroideries.
Beautiful garments. I loved it and the stage was awesome. It was a brilliant show.
So Mira and Muzaffar Ali have stayed true to their style, yet given bridal couture a whole new definition. Let's find out from them. Mira, relieved, excited?
Always, always.
So tell us how you're feeling after the shows now.
Great. I think it was a great show for us. We did our best in putting together sort of a vintage line, which has been the best of what we've done over the years, but enhanced and tweaked a bit to give it a little new punch. And I think we enjoyed creating this collection.
Purnia, you make a beautiful showstopper. How are you feeling in this exquisite piece?
Extremely comfortable, because while I was shooting with them, I wore this for 3 months. So now I can jog in this. I'm perfect. Thank you.
So tell me, Muzaffar, why don't you tell our viewers exactly what your thought process was behind this particular collection?
I think, it's really reinventing tradition and keeping true to it. Like the BMW, it's... we all come from a tradition of clothing, from a tradition of culture, and to keep that tradition alive is a very big responsibility. And for me, it's more than designing clothes, it's designing lives, So designing the lives of the artisan. Yeah. A whole region like Kotwara has come alive of 1,000 people there, associated with us. So it's really keeping tradition alive, and you have to really continuously reinvent yourself, reinvent the motives, but keeping your vocabulary pure and perfect, rooted.
Frank, your thoughts on what Muzaffar says? BMW like Kotwara, marrying tradition with perfection?
Yeah, we were just talking about it and guessing what takes longer to develop a BMW or make a fantastic bridal dress. We're not sure, but it shows also the attention to detail, a level of perfection that is behind there, and the passion, and I think this we share in common altogether. Yeah.
Might be a good idea to do a show off one day, have a little contest. So Meera, coming back to you then, I see you've noticed that you've used some old pieces from your personal collections in this line. Tell us about that.
Actually, this is one of the pieces that Purnia has worn for Muzaffar's film that they have just finished shooting. And the lower part of it comes from his mother's collection of an old Farshi Gharara, which is miles and miles long. And Purnia has really, taken up the challenge and done a very good job of wearing it, even through the film.
Yeah. So Purnia, you yourself are a big name in the fashion industry. You're known, you have your own label. What do you think sets Meera and Muzaffar Ali apart from everybody else?
I think consistency and exquisite taste and elegance. I think they are one of the only designers in the country you can blindly wear, knowing that you will never look unsophisticated and that you will always look appropriate and beautiful. Most of my mother's wardrobe, 90% is by them. Everybody close to me loves their clothes. I personally am very fond of their aesthetic. So for me, this whole association is very fitting.
Now, Meera, talking in terms of this particular show, you've paid a lot of attention to the production values. I mean, you had a beautiful, soulful music track. How long did it take you to conceptualize the whole show, and what was your thought behind that?
Actually, putting together the show is really not, either mine or Muzaffar's job alone. We depend a lot on our choreographer. And in this case, Anu was very particular about, how we should put this together. And she's also worked with us over the years, is very sensitive to what we like. And she puts her whole heart into it. But eventually, you have to work at getting what you want. Yeah. And that's important. If you know what you want, you eventually do get it. The problem is people try to cut corners and, give you something else that you don't want, but you have to put your foot down and get it.
Now, Purnia, you've probably been involved with a whole lot of fashion weeks across the country and maybe even outside. What do you think sets the BMW India Bridal Fashion Week apart?
Well, so far, I've only attended, this is the first show I've attended and been a part of, But I think it is, the selection of designers is quite nice, which you don't usually get in every fashion week. It's quite exclusive. And I think doing only bridal is a great idea because, especially for our market, where people are looking for very specific occasion bridal clothing, they don't have to waste their time with other shows. I think it's always nice to find a niche audience and do something specific with a specific theme and get a really good roster of designers. And that's how I think they've really set themselves apart, and it's special.
So parting question then, Meera, your tips for the brides of 2014, what they should or should not do?
I think they should just do exactly what their heart tells them to do. Sticking to tradition is a great idea, and if you can do it with a little more style and panache and elegance, it always works.
Thank you so much for chatting with us. Congratulations on an extremely amazing show. Thank you. A show of this stature can only be a success if a team works hard at it. And clearly this time the team has done an amazing job. Let's talk to show director Mark Robinson and find out how they did it all. The man who's been working endlessly to make the BMW India Bridal Fashion Week 2014 in association with Azwa a complete success, Mark Robinson. Mark, how are you feeling now?
Happy, relieved and sad because I love big fat shows, I love big fat weddings, and but just a matter of time and we'll be back.
Mark, tell me, how's the experience been from you right from the inception till the day of the grand finale?
The journey's been good. I always believe that it's not, the ends doesn't justify the means. I believe in the journey, and we've had a great journey. A lot of hard work goes into producing a great week. Right from the time you plan it, you conceptualize it, you talk to the designers, you get people in place, the models, the show directors, the production people, the hair and makeup artist, everybody, the media. It's a tough job, but enjoyable. And at the end of the day, when it all comes together and you do your finale show and it rocks the audience, you sit back and you smile, and then it's time to have some bubbly now.
Of course, this has been a team effort. I'm sure there would be thousands of people working with you, under you, to make this show a success. How has it been to get everybody together, to everybody to cooperate with 2 new brands coming in? How's it been?
It's been a challenge. It's been a challenge because there does come a point in time where you have to manage people also. So the event being managed is one aspect. You do happen to spend some of your time also managing people, because you're dealing with so many genres of people. You have your designers who are absolutely fabulous. You have your models, you have your backstage wardrobe managers, you have your show directors, you have your production team, you have your media, you have your digital people. A lot of people to look after. And I think they've all done a great job. Every event is definitely teamwork. And I think we've got a great thing going at BMW Indoor Bridal Fashion Week in association with ASWA, and it just all goes well for the fashion industry.
Fashion One is responsible for bringing us India's biggest fashion events. Let's go find out more about this one from the man behind it all. The man behind the BMW India Bridal Fashion Week in association with ASWA, Mr. Vijay Singh. Hi sir, how are you doing?
Thank you. I'm fine, a little busy with the work that you see around.
So sir, tell me first of all about this platform, the India Bridal Fashion Week. When it all started, how did you conceptualize it? What was the thought and what were the challenges?
You know, I have been with the industry for almost few years, maybe from 2005 to 2006. And over a period of time, I realized that the potential that we have in the Indian fashion industry, and more to do with the ethnic and the bridal wear, is actually the business of this segment. And most of the designers that you know of, they all are great designers, but finally when it comes to the revenue part, this is bridal and couture that they belong to. At that point of time, till 2010, we had no specific platform which could actually showcase the trends and designs in the bridal couture. We do have great fashion weeks otherwise, which have been in the country for the last few years, but we do not have a specific platform in the bridal couture. And keeping in mind the need and how we could project Indian fashion, we thought, why not to put up a platform, take it to the global level, take it to the global standards, that anyone and everyone which belongs to the high fashion, which belongs to design and couture, could be part of it. And that's where we formed India Bridal Fashion Week.
That's great. And this year you've had brands like BMW and ASWA joining forces with you, and I think it's a beautiful marriage of these 3 brands. How's the association been for you?
You know, the property has evolved over a period of 5 years, and I'm fortunate and also proud that brand like BMW, which stands for actually design, stands for luxury, and has international appeal in the all possible luxury markets. And when they are India, and when they look at a platform to associate with in the capacity of a title sponsor, and put their name as BMW India Bridal Fashion Week, I feel content and I feel humbled at the same time. Coming back to ASWA, which is a brand owned by Whirlpool Council, you know, Indian wedding is all about clothes and jewelry. And our organization like Whirlpool Council, which promotes gold, which is a main consumption during any wedding. So it's a great association, it's a right connect with the brand. And by the way, both the brands are actually with international appeal. They understand how to take fashion forward. They understand what luxury is all about. They understand what design is all about. And it's the right connect with the brand. And we are happy to say, from this year onwards, we are BMW India Bridal Fashion Week in association with ASWA.
That's lovely. So tell me now, today is the grand finale. I mean, you've been working forever, I feel, for this great event. What are your feelings today?
You know, for me as a chairman BMW India Bridal Fashion Week. It's about every designer who showcases. I'm excited about the day one show to the last show. For me, yes, there could be opening, there could be closing. But if you go to look at it, every day you have a different designer. Every day you have a different concept and the theme and the kind of production which happens. But finale is always something that you look forward because it's a closing show. JJ is a friend, but besides that, he's a great designer. He actually represents Indian fashion, Indian heritage, and the craftsmanship of India. And when he does a finale like this, it itself is outstanding. And I'm sure when you come to see the show, you will realize he has put in a lot of efforts and the kind of clothes that he will bring on the ramp. And the whole drama and the whole set and the whole experience that he will find will be great. And I'm looking forward to the show as anybody over here.
And once the show finishes, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of partying and a lot of celebrations tonight.
Yes, we have been partying since day one, but today, since it's a finale, so we are going to party, we are going to celebrate, and our guests which are here, they are going to be part of it as well.
The last show of any fashion week is always bittersweet. But with stalwarts like JJ Valaya closing this fashion extravaganza, there is so much excitement and anticipation that people are already waiting in the lounge. But before we head off for the show, we'll have a quick chat with actress Deeksha, who's also walking the ramp for JJ.
Really excited. This is my first actual ramp walk, and walking for someone like JJ, it's an absolute honor, and just really excited. Bridal wear for the first time, so yeah, I think a mix of nervousness but super excitement right now. I think it's very interesting because nowadays all the people who are getting married, they want to be in their traditional Indian wear, but they want that little hint of something different, and I think that JJ does that the best.
The last and final show of the bridal week is about to begin. See you on the other side of the break. The grand show of the grand finale is about to begin. I'm going to rush in and grab my seat. I can't afford to miss this show, and neither should you.
In the Indian fashion industry, the House of Valaya stands for precision craftsmanship and spectacular designs. Valaya is set to unveil the Notch of Fez collection at the BMW India Bridal Fashion Week. The bridal trousseau is a melange of Indian and Moroccan designs and is divided into several segments that show world influence on couture. The stage is all set for the Notch of Fez, and she walks down a pillared ramp with the ease and mischief of a woman comfortable in her beauty and with her audience. This collection, the king of fashion has used many fabrics and techniques to create an eclectic and splendorous wedding line. Lehengas, saris and dresses covet the bride's attention, while the groom is set to look rather dapper in ensembles that are designed and tailored to perfection. Arabic influence in the collection is seen in this section, where the designer uses blues as his choice of color. The garments feature intricate geometric patterns brought to life by Kasab Zardosi and Tabka work. The collection has an interesting Greek and Roman influence and adds a unique touch to this line of wedding couture. Attention to the minutest detail is one of the fashioner's many strengths. For this collection, Walaya uses applique, digital printing and laser burning. The couture's choice of metallic and satin stitch embellishment honors this era of Moroccan history. It showcases the nomadic Berber influence of Moroccan fashion. The auspicious burgundy color treats a splendid background for the intricate detailing of the bride and groom's attire. He predominantly uses luxurious velvet, georgette and crepe to give form to his designs. Following the Moroccan historical timeline, the Spanish influence is evident in the bright red, rust and orange color of the clothing. Traditional Indian garments stylized with a beautiful accent of rich Moroccan history makes this bridal trousseau truly exceptional. Whether it's the pagan gown ideal for the nomadic princess or the long flowing groom's overcoat fit for royalty, the bridal collection pleases the eyes and hearts of the discerning couple. Style enrich the traditional Indian garments, making this wardrobe truly exceptional. The ramp is enveloped in darkness as the BMW 7 Series signature beams magnificently and sets the stage for Shraddha Kapoor, the showstopper for JJ Walaya. She wears a stunning multi-tone sari matched with a Moroccan-style jacket, looking beautiful and dazzling like the ensemble and jewelry that she wears. As the models take to stage once more, it is quite evident why the BMW Indian Bridal Fashion Week chose to close with JJ Walaya on a high and delightful note.
A very good show. I think JJ has outdone himself. As usual, his bridal collection is one of the most, I would say, sought after collection, and it was just fantastic. The colors are refreshing. His designs are, as usual, fantastic. So, all in all, a good show.
Excellent, and I like it so much, and very nice organized, and I can say rock.
This is absolutely stunning. This is a masterpiece of Fashion Week ever.
Yeah, it was amazing. Such nice dresses, a lot of sparkles, lots of colors, and yeah, it was a good show.
So I thought the show was really beautiful. It was really vast. He had done a lot more than I would have expected any designer to have put through. The clothes just kept on coming, and the work was intricate and beautiful. I mean, if I were to decide to get married, then definitely Walaya would be the way to go. There's a reason why they call him the czar of the fashion industry. JJ Walaya has closed the BMW India Bridal Fashion Week 2014 in association with Azwa in his own grand style. JJ, congratulations on a fabulous show, or should I call it a fabulous production?
Oh, yeah, well, actually, you're right. It is a production. I mean, look around you. This took its time and great selves to put together, and a wonderful wonderful team to actually execute it. I mean, right from the music, choreography, light and sound, everything worked to a T, and then you had her, which completely, perfectly completed the picture. So I think all in all, it went off really well, yeah.
Absolutely. The sets, the lights, the music, the outfits, everything worked in perfect sync. How hard was it to conceptualize this entire thing?
Oh, God, we've been doing it for close to a quarter of a century. So we kind of figured it out. But, you know, every year we begin afresh and it's a brand new challenge. And to try and do something which is refreshingly new, work with wonderful new partners, this time, of course, Aswa and BMW. And with new muses, it's always challenging and breathtakingly beautiful. And I think I enjoy every single moment of it, and this was no exception.
You have a beautiful new muse, as you call her this time, and she's looking absolutely stunning. So Shraddha, tell me about this outfit that you're wearing.
So I can't get over what I'm wearing. I actually do feel like...
Getting out of it?
No,
I actually just wanted to take it with her.
I just said that. I just told him, I was like, thank you for my gift. But I was like, no.
Should I say the same?
It's so, I mean, come on, yeah. Any girl would want to get married in something like this. And I mean, I'm so... What do you say? As you said, the word Za, it perfectly suits him, and I'm so happy that he thought of me to work for this.
Now, JJ, tell me specifically about this collection that you've created for this show. What was the thought behind this?
Well, I don't know, actually, if you look around, you get a gist right there. So we're talking about, see, I love India. I'm a passionate Indian, and there's no way I can ever leave this country out of anything.
We won't want that.
You know, that's me, the soul of me. But then I also like other culturally charged countries, and Morocco this time was sort of the key focus. And it's actually her outfit kind of epitomizes it, because jewelry is Indian distinctly, and the motifs and everything really talk about Morocco. So it's fusion. I work on fusion. I like tradition, but I don't like boring tradition. I like to be quirky and edgy, but in a controlled way. And you know what that gives you? It gives you timelessness, and I think that's really what works, which is pretty much, I think, how we've lasted a quarter of a century.
So Shraddha, do you identify with JJ's style of being traditional, but yet with a modern touch?
Absolutely. I think... that's how I see myself as well. There are some things which are rooted about me as a person. There are some things which are modern about me. And if you see this sari, when I saw it, I was like, it's so funky, and it's got those elements of, you know, as he said, it's got that Moroccan element to it, which he has imbibed in it so beautifully. So I love it. I think it's the perfect sari. Like, this would be an ideal sari for me, with an element of fun, at the same time retaining its traditional aspect.
Now, JJ, there's a million fashion weeks happening in India. You've probably been part of each and every one of those.
Only the good ones.
Only the good ones. How do you think the BMW India Bridal Fashion Week stands out?
Well, first of all, this is the only week which is really talking true bridal fashion. And we're also talking about the best designers showing on one platform. Though tons of them now have Agartala, Guwahati, every possible part of the country doing a fashion week. And there are also India Fashion Weeks happening abroad. But to have an international brand such as BMW, and for that matter World Gold Council Aswa, to come together, they're two big boys, and they come together to put together something. Has to be big. It can't be normal. So I think that's where successfully this alliance has worked beautifully, and with Vijay and Fashion One, it's a perfect party.
And JJ, talking specifically about this show, the design, you started off with a very lovely story sort of feel. There's this beautiful music, the models in a very unique way. What was the thought behind all of that?
Well, I like to weave stories. I'm a storyteller, and that's why our shows are productions. They're not just a straight ramp walk. And I think that's where really the soul of a collection lies, because otherwise it's just fabric and embroideries, and you kind of lose the plot. You can lose the plot because you think you're successful, you sell anything that you make. But if there's no, you don't feel the passion, then you really don't connect. And that's one of the reasons why and I swear, right from the time we were doing fittings, she was literally in love with this, and if I may say so myself.
I was.
And
I still am. And I'm still eyeing it, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, it's yours.
But I'm joking.
So,
I'm just saying I'm joking again.
But for me, that's very important. So to me, she's a target client.
Correct.
The target Indian young woman who really wants to get married. And I, more than anything else, was watching expressions of what she was saying. And that to me tells me a story. So I think it's very important. A good piece which has character distinctly stands apart from just another piece. And this is really what the story is.
So parting thoughts then on your closing the BMW India Bridal Fashion Week 2014 in association with Aswa.
Can't wait for another year to start all over again.
Great, thank you so much for chatting with us, and congratulations on an amazing evening. As far as journeys go, this one has been pretty special. The meticulous planning, the larger-than-life shows, and the beautifully handcrafted clothes have all come together to make the BMW India Bridal Fashion Week 2014 in association with Aswa an out-and-out success. The designers have all embraced international trends in Indian couture, yet they have managed to stay true to their roots. And the result has been some absolutely stunning collections that we all can't wait to get our hands on. So this is me, Pallavi Batra, signing off. Until next time, good night.